Hi guys and welcome back. In this video we're going to be making some really simple little bird boxes for the back garden. For this we're going to be using a bit of drain pipe. Now I'd recommend not using black drain pipe because obviously when the sun beats down on this, but it's the only bit that I had for this demonstration. You can get this stuff in like a terracotta, so I'll use that if I was you. And a bit of 9mm ply, and we're going to be using the Creality Falcon 2 40-watt laser engraver. God, that was a mouthful to get out. To cut this out on. Now, just for transparency, Creality have sent me this machine for review, but rather than just doing a straightforward unboxing and review of this, I thought we'd actually do a project just to make it a little bit more interesting. I'm not even going to scratch the surface of what this machine can do in this video, but I just wanted to give you guys a little, look at it, and we'll have a little play with it and see what we can come up with. Like I said, black probably ain't the best. If you are going to use the black pipe, maybe put this out of, out of direct sunlight, just so you don't cook the little birds that are nesting in this. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to jump over to the bandsaw and we're going to get our pipe all cut up so we can start making this. Let's get into it. Cheers. Okay, so now we've got these cut to length. Just to give you a bit of reference, I've done these at 5 inches or 130mm. What I'm going to do is just take a half round file and just go round and just take them sharp edges off. You could do this with a bit of sandpaper, anything really, just to sort of like, we don't want any sharp edges, do we, on these? So just spend a couple of minutes going round and taking the burrs off. If you haven't got a bandsaw, by the way, you can cut these just by hand with a handsaw, hacksaw, anything really. This is quite an easy project to do, to be honest. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll check back in with you guys when we jump over into the laser engraver. Okay guys, so here you can see we're over at the computer just so I can show you guys what we're doing. I've got my files loaded up here. These are 104mm round and this is a 25mm hole. You'll have to check online for, depending on what kind of birds that you want in your bird box, is dependent on the size of the hole that you need for yours. So I'm just going for like general like blue tits and stuff like that, so 25mm holes for that. But if you just do a Google search, it'll tell you what size hole to use for what kind of birds that you're trying to attract. So yeah, 25mm hole, 104 is the internal diameter of my pipe, but just check it for your one. We're going to do it at a speed of 800. Now this machine will go a lot faster than that. I'll put down on here on the screen about how fast it will actually go. We're going to do it at 60% power. Just because I found that's a nice compromise for speed and power for what we're doing. And we're going to do it in 6 passes. Now this machine will actually cut through this 9mm ply in 1 pass, no problem at all. But I want minimal cleanup, so I found that these settings work really well for barely any cleanup at all. But the machine will just bang through this no problem. But that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take you over to the machine now. I'm going to show you, we'll get it all set up, and then we'll start cutting these out. Okay guys, so here's our bit of ply that we're going to be using. Like I said, not the best bit of ply in the world, but it'll do for what we're doing here. But we need to set the depth on that, and this machine comes with a little setting guide that you can see there. So what we want to do is we want to set to the bottom, because that's anything over 6mm, which is what we're going to be doing here. But you can see it'll tell you for what you need to do. So we're going to do that, get that set up, and quite simply pull this over. We're going to loosen off the 2 knobs on the side, and that's going to allow us to drop up and down on the dovetails on there. So a little bit looser than that. That's it. Set that down so you can see I've just dropped it onto the lowest step there, and then we can tighten those off. And that's our machine focused on the bit of ply that we're doing. Okay, next thing we need to do is to set our air assist. We're going to set this air assist up at full on this machine just to make sure we get the cleanest cut we can. So to do that, we just turn this knob on the side here. And I really like it with this machine that the air assist is powered off of the machine itself rather than a separate one. The other machine that I've got is the air assist is separately powered. So you've actually got to use up 2 sockets, whereas with this machine, you don't have to. So that's really cool. Okay, and that brings us around to our control panel that we've got here. So you can see on the side here, we've got a TF card slot there. So if we wanted to run this offline, what we could do is download the G code onto an SD card slot and pop that into there. And then we could use these functions here to run that. We're not going to be doing that today. We're going to run it off the computer itself just because I've got it all here set up. But yeah, that's a really great feature about this machine is you can run it offline. You don't need a separate offline controller. So what we need to do is use the key to turn the machine on. Really great feature. I have my daughter out here all the time, so she can't actually do anything with this machine without the keys. We've got our safety stop there that we need to twist to turn off. And you can see that's livened the machine up because I've already got it turned on. And we're ready to go, pretty much. That is it. It's fairly straightforward. So we can hit play on the computer and let this machine start doing what it needs to do. Okay guys, so while this is running, I just want to talk to you about some of the features on this. So you can see our 3 indicator lights at the top here. And what that's telling us is that our lens is clean, that we've got no fire on there, and that our air assist is running properly. You can also see the 2 lights on the top here, and that's because you can flip this between a 20-watt laser and a 40-watt laser. You can see on the top here we've got a button on the top and 2 lights, and one says precise and one says normal. So precise will put it onto a 20-watt laser, which will give you a much finer beam. If you wanted to do some like laser marquetry or something like that, you'd probably want to put this down to 20 watt. So it'll give you a much more finer detailed laser beam on there, meaning that you wouldn't get as much of a gap in it. And then obviously the 40 watt is for when you want to do a bit more cutting with there and you want a bit more power to penetrate through. We're currently using this on the 40 watt just because obviously we want to get down through this ply nice and quickly. Now talking about speed, this whole file here has taken 14 minutes to cut all of these out. Now I couldn't do them on the bandsaw as quick as that. Nowhere near. So it really is, that's the benefit of having a 40 watt machine over like a 20 watt or a 10 watt machine, is just the speed that you can do these things at. They punch out much quicker than a normal machine. The only thing to bear in mind with these is because it's not in closed system, you do need to have your doors open and be in a well ventilated area. You can see that I've got my garage door open, so it's allowing all of that out. And there we go, that is the file done. So I'm going to hit the machine off. And then what we can do is actually pick these up and see if these have all cut out. And there you have it. It's nice and cut out. And you can see there's not much charring on that. And that was why I did this a little bit slower and more passes, because I didn't want to burn up the edges on this. But there you go. Let's take them over to the bench and look at getting some of these birdhouses together. Okay guys, so here we have all of our components together on the bench. Now I did just take a file and just go around these edges because they were nice and square and we wanted them a little bit rounder. But then simply to put these together, they should just be a nice friction fit. Now they will be a bit tight because I've made them tight, but that is a perfect little friction fit for them. You don't want to use any glue or anything on this because obviously there's going to be birds inside, or silicone or anything like that, because obviously anything you use could be harmful to the birds. But obviously you need to pull these out as well, just so you can clean them out once a year. Once the birds are gone and they've flown away, you need to empty these out so they can be reused for the next year. But yeah, there you go guys. Pop your back in and that is it. You've got a simple little birdhouse. And there you have it guys. You've got yourself a nice simple little birdhouse Yes, all right, granted, this isn't the most testing of projects for a laser cutter or laser engraver, but it just goes to show that you don't have to be a technical whiz to get, get use out of one of these sort of machines. You really can just do basic stuff on it, cutting out key rings, that sort of thing, or just if you want to do engraving, this is the ideal machine for it. What you could do with these is get your kids to decorate the bits of ply. The only thing I will say is if you're going to get your kids to do it, just watch what you're decorating these with. Maybe felt tip pens or something would be the best bet, because don't forget there's going to be living animals in these, so you don't want to use anything that could harm them. So anything water based or something along them lines would be the best bet for that. Regards to the machine, I'm looking over there because it's over there. Really happy with the build quality on that machine. It's really well built. Things that I like about it is it pretty much comes already built as well. You just literally got to slot that laser module in, connect up the air assist, and you're ready to go. Most of the other open gantry systems that I've used, you've literally got to build them up yourself. So it takes quite a lot of the guesswork out of it, the fact that that machine pretty much comes pre-assembled, raring to go. Comparing it to my X tool, I really like the machine. I think it's really well built. It looks better, and I know looks probably ain't the most important thing in the world, but I am one of them believers that if you like the look of something, you're going to use it a bit more. So I really like the looks of it. It's a really sleek looking machine. And yeah, I'm really happy that I've got it, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and take these. I'm going to let my daughter decorate these, and I'm going to get these put up in the garden so the birds can use them, because it's about that time of year. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you've got any questions at all, hit me in the comments. I answer all comments. If you want to know anything about the machine, likewise, hit me down in the comments. If you want to get one of these machines yourself, I've left links down in the description to where you can buy the machine and to Creality's social medias, so you can go over there and check them out for yourselves. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.